A different scene today. This is on my way back from Georgia on July 5th. I had to drive back. I left Georgia around 1 and change in the morning. And the first, that's not, well, the first clip was the skyline of Jacksonville. And now I'm past Jacksonville. I'm not quite sure where I am, but that was me driving at night, trying to beat the hurricane. I didn't want to get caught in Georgia, so I decided that I was going to wake up. Well, I woke up around 1 and then drove back. So that's what I was doing July 5th, as I said. In any event, back to our regular programming. Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. If you are new to the channel, my name is Milou. I was born clairvoyant, and which means I don't use any tools to read. I am also a psychic and a medium. For some reason, I feel it's dark in here. I don't know why. I want to say thank you to the chat moderators for your help. I appreciate it. If you like the channel, please subscribe. You know, before I came on, I was reading an article. I am going to post a link to it. It's on Microsoft, the Microsoft website, Microsoft News, I believe. And there is his name is, I wrote it down, Julian Zelizer. He wrote an article about Republicans should know what to expect, basically following Trump. And he went into the way Trump behaved over the past now 5 years or 6, and everything he's done during his presidency, and the last year was really crazy. And I feel that article resonated with me, and my intuitive impression is that he wrote the article because Kevin McCarthy, what do we expect, went to New Jersey to meet with Trump, and they are trying to game the 2022 election and all that, big plans. I feel like saying intuitively that all those plans will not succeed. Yes, they are using each other, and money and power basically is what's on the mind of Republicans, and I said that a long time ago. I did not know exactly how it was going to come down. But for McCarthy, it's the chance to be Speaker and also to regain the House. Yes, and we have challenges. And yes, a lot of people are reasoning that January 6th was the beginning. There is potential for more violence in this country. And their logic is correct, I feel. But something, I feel a lot of people, except for those type of people who were in attendance on the January 6th situation, regular people who could really make that happen intuitively, I feel, will not take part. Those people were really rabid, they have their own emotional issues. Yes, I know there are a lot of them around. But intuitively speaking, an example is being set on those guys, okay? And Millie, the statement that Millie made yesterday, and I don't feel, Millie is very bright. I've been, reading a little bit about him, his background, and also from what I hear on TV. The other day, I mentioned him in one of my stream when he when he squared off with Gates in the House, the way he basically dressed down Gates. And Gates was taken aback by the way Milley answered him. Gates at the time, I don't know if he expressed it because I have not been on Twitter for a long time, at least 3 months. So I don't know exactly how Gates framed that interaction. But looking at Gates intuitively, I feel it's like Milley had his answers ready for any Republicans who happened to ask him the wrong questions, and specifically anything that had to do with along the line of what Gates asked him. So I feel that answer, and also all the talk that Milley did with those two Washington Post reporters were not just talk, or he wanted people to know his side of the story. Yes, he feels burned, obviously, according to the statement he made when he apologized for allowing himself to be conned by Trump when Trump was going for that photo op in front of the church. That intuitively to me was a big moment on Trump's mind. If he was able to display Milley, his cabinet, among other powerful people in the government, he knew he was going to be able to have the military on his side, and he would be able to do everything that he wanted. Unfortunately for him, that didn't work out that way. But the point I'm trying to make is Milley correctly figured out Trump's goals. And I've been saying this since Trump took office, or when won the presidency, that his goal was to remain in power and have one of his kids follow his footstep, preferably Ivanka. But Don Jr. was doing everything he can, competing with Ivanka, hoping he would be the one who would replace his father. But correctly so, Milley figured that out. The statements he's made in that book is to let anyone who is even remotely thinking that you're going to use violence. Thank you very much, Dreamgirl 650, for your generosity and the super chat. I appreciate it. I feel Milley is sending a message to anyone who thinks that you're gonna get a bunch of people together and assault anyone or prevent or change this country. If you think you're going to use the military, you have an issue. And if you think that the American military, is going to be on your side, you're really dreaming. And I don't feel intuitively, as I focus on Milley and those around him, those high-level commanders and career officials, I should say. You see, Trump was able to con 74 million people to vote for him. And of that 74 million, I don't know how many right now would support him if he was to throw his hat for 2024. He knows he's not going to win, and I'll tell you why. If we read what Barr told him, it was on CNN this morning, that Barr basically went last February or something like that. He had a one-on-one meeting with Trump where he told Trump that Trump was going to lose re-election. And also, I've said it before, Barr knew, that's why Barr and a number of other people knew, yes, if Trump won re-election or managed to stay in office, they would have stayed. They would have played along. But Barr knew since last February, and at the last minute he decided to leave. It's because he knew there was nothing else Trump could do, and he would not put himself on the line to help Trump to remain in power. That's why he bailed out. And that's why if somebody asked me, and this was not known at the time, somebody asked me, where is Barr? I said he's staying away from Trump because he didn't want Trump to ask him to do things that were unlawful that could get him into trouble. But the point I'm trying to make is Milley knew, among other people, and as has been reported, his civilian friends, or I'm sure ex-military as well, were talking to him, letting him know from the outside what they were seeing. I feel like saying he was right. And those guys, those people, the message was meant for, was directed to, I feel they got it. Forget the notion that the military is going to be on their side. And even Republicans, yes, McCarthy is playing that he thinks, by the way, because this is not going to work out well for McCarthy. He's hoping that he can become majority leader. You know, they Republicans right now, they are so desperate, first of all, to cover up their involvement on January 6th, okay? They are hungry for power and money, and they think they can turn this country into a minority rule society or type of government. I don't feel that's going to work because their behavior, intuitively I feel, everything they've been doing and that has been reported is motivating a lot of people. And yes, they are putting people in place to change, to be able to change elections if there is something they don't like or if they manufacture something. Yes, don't believe me, Republicans will do it. If you don't think they will, you're not paying attention. They will do it. What I feel is going to scare a lot of them is the number of people who are going to go out there or who go out and vote. And they are going to know, they will get the message that anyone who tries to overturn the voice of the people will take to the streets. And there is a movement that already started, and I predicted that, I don't remember exactly how long ago, that people would start taking to the streets. And yesterday and even prior weeks, Republicans have awakened a sleeping giant. Women were being arrested in the Senate yesterday. In fact, the lawmaker was arrested among them. I forget her name, and a number of other people. And let me tell you, it's only going to grow from here. Unless Republican governors like DeSantis, Norm, that guy in Texas, yes, they are bloodthirsty as well. They will not hesitate to have people killed. As we can see in Florida, DeSantis has suggested, well, not suggested, he has a law allowing people, drivers, if somebody is protesting, they get in your way, you'll be on your right, you'll be right to, if you hit them or something to that effect. I feel DeSantis is going to have a problem with that law. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how it's going to work. But don't be surprised if those governors, like Norm is doing, used, their military, their National Guard, try to oppress people. It's not going to work very well. And that's what's going to seal the fate of the Republican Party. They are going to get desperate. As they are today, they're going to get more desperate and thinking of using violence, because that's what Trump wanted to do. But they will take it a step further, my prediction, okay? And they will, it's not going to work for them. My prediction is all these people right today who are putting in place all kinds of laws to cancel or suppress black and brown people's vote, they are desperate enough, just like Trump. They have the same mentality, and they are all cons, just like Trump. And also the McCarthy and McConnell of this world as well. Tom Cotton, Ted Cruz, all these people, they will not stop at anything. And yes, Fox News will be behind them, saying they were correct for taking the actions that they potentially will take. But I don't feel it's going to work. Yes, we're going to go through, if they don't stop, we may go through, some turmoil, but the consequences of their actions, I don't feel they are ready. Right now, they are not thinking about the consequences of their actions. All they are thinking about is money, power. Those are the two things. And if Trump is the vehicle that can get them there, they will follow Trump. Unfortunately for them, the head of the snake will lose its head. That's what I feel is coming. That will force them to change tactic. But it's going to end up the same way. They're going to lose. And they don't have any way of overcoming the change that the country is going through. Change is inevitable. There's nothing we can do. We simply have to adapt and survive. So I feel like saying, McCarthy, who went and kissed Trump's ring yesterday, they are not telling us everything they discussed. But McCarthy, it is understood between McCarthy and his Republicans and Trump, whatever is necessary to get them to where they want to be, they will do it. And as I'm saying this, I'm being shown Linda G. I want to remind everyone tomorrow at the same time as today. Tomorrow is Saturday, that's why I'm saying this. Linda G. and I will be collaborating. So please remember, and it will be at the same time as today. Tomorrow I usually start at a different time, but tomorrow will be at the same time as today. We will be collaborating. I just want to let everyone know that. In any event, I want to say that these people are that desperate, and they will do anything. And Trump, the reason why he has not announced and is not holding many more rallies is because he knows he doesn't see a path forward yet. Yes, he can go and hold rallies, which I think people are beginning to be tired of him anyway, because he only has one song. The act is pretty slim, okay? But he knows there isn't a path forward for him. And that's what, and the reason why I'm repeating this is because it resonated with me when I heard this morning that Barr told Trump February of 2020, over a year and a few months ago, that he was going to lose. If Trump at that time could not win the presidency while he was president, intuitively, how is he going to be able to do that now? And I am just hoping that Democrats, there are a couple of people I know that can do this, but I just hope they have people who are taking notes of everything that has happened, we lost over 600,000 people, and it's directly Trump's fault. Our economy went into a tailspin, among putting kids in cages, a whole bunch of stuff. His behavior in office, and he's the worst, in my opinion, intuitively, he's the worst president this country has ever had. He's an idiot and a complete failure, and it's not only him, it's his entire family. They are a bunch of thieves. That's why they are able to have so much money. They've been robbing people for a very long time. But based on what I am seeing New York is getting ready to do, and this morning I read an article that Whistleberg's daughter-in-law directly implicated Trump and the scheme to defraud the IRS in New York State. Well, I don't know. I don't think, no, I believe New York State can pursue Trump on the ground that he committed fraud. I don't think they can prosecute him on behalf of the IRS. In any event, she implicated him directly, according to the article, and that resonated with me. I'm not surprised. And yes, Trump is going to pay the price. The only reason why, the two reasons why, first of all, he's not adding people, he's not bringing new people to the Republican Party. And that was one of the logic that this gentleman made, Zelzer, made in his article, the article that I mentioned earlier. And McCarthy thinks that if they can use Trump, that's his logic, and it makes sense, but I don't feel it's going to work. Trump is going to be able to hold those from the base. Hopefully McCarthy and others will be able to bring more people. McCarthy made a statement that if this is so dumb, that's how these people lie. McCarthy supposedly said on Fox News last night, if Biden didn't do anything, this country would have been in a better shape. Are you kidding me? Or something to that effect. People were dying left and right, and they are still dying today. It's the fault of people like Trump and the Republican Party. Because of political affiliation, they refuse to get vaccinated. And let me say one more thing. Intuitively, I feel Republicans are discouraging, and I've said this before, I don't know how direct I've been. Republicans are encouraging or discouraging their fellow cult members not to get vaccinated, hoping and thinking that if they do that, the economy will continue to falter. Okay, we won't be able to get back to normalcy, and among other things. So these guys, they're not fighting on behalf of America or not the country. Anything, even if it was to be good for the country, they are against it, simply because it's not their idea and they are not in power, since their only goal is to take power and make money. But I feel it's all a dream. I don't feel it's going to work, because everything they do is based on a lie, the big lie, and supporting the con man and his family. I'm not going to leave his family behind. They were all in it. They all wanted to keep, for Trump to remain in power, and for them to, just like Trump, unfortunately for him, things didn't work out, try to create a way to stay in power, and then after that, he would ask for another 4 years, and then somehow sneak in Ivanka after him, and then it would continue. It didn't work. Everything else they do, everything else they touch will fail as well. You can have good luck. if you and you will remain blessed if you continue to do the right thing with that good luck. But that good luck can turn on you as well, and that's what's about to happen to Trump. He's had good luck and has been able to be a Houdini-like, being able to escape everything he has done so far in his life. And you know what? He kept piling on and stealing and cheating, thinking he was going to be able to get away with it. He's Teflon, or he's going to be able to beat it. Not this time. And no, there won't be any violence if when the day he gets indicted and goes to jail. And it's going to hinge on Milley's words that, you know, the FBI, you can't take over this country without the FBI, the CIA, and the military, because they have the guns. Yes, just like I've said this before, the Texas governor who's encouraging Republicans to buy guns, yeah, if they don't know how to use it. I mean, these people will be mowed down like ants, okay? I hope they understand that. That's my prediction. Anyone who think you are going to be able to commit violence, thinking that you're going to be able to change our form of government, our military, the FBI and the CIA, they want to be on the right side of history because it's not going to last long, even if they were to succeed. I'm just saying, if they were to succeed, they're not going to succeed. So don't be afraid. I'm not predicting that any of that stuff is going to succeed. Even if they were to succeed, it won't last long, because no Americans would live under, you know, a government like they have in Cuba. Okay, so, but I feel a lot of the people who are walking around playing soldier until the first bullet is shot, they will all run. Look at how they're calling their mummies right now, knowing they're going to go to jail. Yeah. So it's the same principle. But that's what that guy in Texas is trying to do. But I feel the message Milley has sent is the right message. Let those guys know, unless you can get all those branches of government on your side, you're done. It's not going to happen. That's my prediction. Okay. Oh, I don't know. Barbara Howard is asking, what is the relationship between Trump's first, second, and third wife? I don't think they have much of a relationship intuitively, but that's something I don't think much about, because I don't think it's going to have any effect on what what happened in this country, really. Trump is so selfish, okay? Intuitively, I feel he knew he was over his head. So that's why Trump was hoping everything that we see that's out today about him, his family, and their behavior in the White House, he was hoping that would never get out. Him and Ivanka, he thought, and Kushner and Don Jr. and Eric, and among a few of the sycophants that he had around him, were going to be able to run the country and have a hostile takeover of our government. That's what he thought. That's how dumb these people were and are. So they are having difficulties coping with the volume of information that's coming out. And that has, right now, they don't know what to do. Ivanka and Kushner are trying to find a way to absolve themselves of all the garbage that's coming out that they did. That's basically the goal of, as I focus on Kushner and Ivanka, I don't know how many of you have seen a picture of Kushner and Ivanka, where he was wearing that long dark coat, and I don't remember exactly what kind of dress Ivanka was wearing. In Ivanka's mind, okay, that picture is a presidential looking, okay. Yes, they are trying to see how they can whitewash everything they did, trying to con people. That's why Kushner wrote that book. Don't be mistaken. Ivanka is still thinking on how they can run, or she can run, for president. The pile of lawsuits and criminal investigations that's going on in New York, from what I understand, there are certain things that they did with the business enabled her to cheat on her taxes. But it's going to be more than that are coming at her and her family. So the notion, they can forget this running for office. Well, I guess you, from what I understand, even if you're a convicted felon, you can run for office. Let me put it this way. The next 3 or 4 years is not going to be favorable for the Trumps. Beyond that, their reputation is going to be so bad. Right now, people don't want their names on their buildings. 4 or 5 years from now, when this whole energy has changed, all those things, any good that anyone could have, goodwill anyone could have towards them, when they find out how bad they are, is going to be lost. I am telling you, my prediction is people won't even hire them as dog catchers. Never mind running for office. And totally, that's what I feel. Okay. Kathy G says, one reader sees Biden shot and shoulder, Kamala resides. No, I'm sorry. I'm not seeing that. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't see it. It's not gonna happen. It's very, very difficult for anyone to penetrate the security ring that's around these two people. Okay? Right now, they are even more vigilant because of the rabid nature of the Trump sycophant, the Republican base. So I am not saying some sick puppies are not thinking of those things or fantasize about them, just like I heard this morning in the news that, this is so crazy. Some guy was going to try to bomb the Republican and Democrat headquarters, okay, or something that has to do with the Democratic building somewhere. Yeah. So yeah, there are those people, sick puppies out there who think they can pull something like that off, but let me tell you, I don't see it. I don't feel it's going to happen. So let's see what happens. Okay. Sandra Peterson is saying in California now everyone needs to wear a mask. Yes, I never stop wearing mine, I tell you that. Yes, I'm double vaccinated. Yes, I feel the vaccine is working, but I'm not going to expose myself. And that's one thing, I'm glad you mentioned that. People from the red states who don't want to be vaccinated, it's ravaging those areas right now. They are taking notice, and I said that a long time ago. A lot of people, and also we have to understand, those people too, it's like on their mind, if they don't get vaccinated. They are preventing, they are helping Trump, who is vaccinated, by the way. I'm sure all of us know that. Okay, but they're not thinking, you see, why would Trump quietly get vaccinated, him and his wife, and he's telling them not to do it, or at least not going out of his way to say, please, we'll get the vaccine. You're helping your country. It's a patriotic thing to do. But those people, they will get sick, they will lose their loved ones, and then they would encourage people to go out and get vaccinated. Or those who are watching, standing by, there are people who are genuinely afraid. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about people who refuse to get vaccinated for political reasons, because they are Republicans, or it's a hoax, or watching Fox News, listening to Tuckums. A lot of them, I'm sure, like that young lady who was against the vaccine, she's a nurse. Unfortunately, she's a young woman. She died this past June. And among countless others, pastors who were saying the vaccine was a hoax, they succumbed to it. So, yeah, expect the next 3 to 4 weeks, things are going to get really bad. I'm not saying it in California. In California, too, unfortunately, because people who are unvaccinated will suffer tremendously. Okay? But intuitively, my prediction is 3 to 4 weeks from now, we will see a change in behavior. I can be wrong with time, but the change is coming because the price is going to be too high. The rent is going to be too high. Okay. Oh, my God. Please, again, everyone, don't forget tomorrow, we will be lucky to have Linda G with us. So don't forget. I am looking for more questions. There are 12 kids in the hospital. Oh, my God. That's the thing that, that's killing me. Marie Hackett says there are 12 kids in the hospital on ventilation and ventilators in Mississippi right now. Yes, I heard Mississippi is getting hit really hard, and a lot of places in the red states. Yeah. Oh my God. Salome said, my best friend works in a hospital. 2 anti-vaxxers recently died. One was a man of 40. Yeah. We're going to hear a whole slew of those stories in the coming weeks. People who could have gotten the vaccine and they put their kids at risk, their loved ones. Yeah. Because of their stupidity. Okay. All right, friends. Let me see. All right. Okay, friends. Thank you very much for spending time with me. I appreciate it. Tomorrow we're gonna be having Linda. Linda is gonna collaborate with me. It will be a great day. It will be a fun time. So please, hopefully you can attend. Otherwise, you get the replay. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilu.com. You can send me an email at psychicmilu@aol.com. We can talk or discuss a time that's good for both of us to talk. If I don't answer you right away, please, I'm not ignoring you. I will get to it. So I will reply within 24 hours, I hope. So bear with me. If you like the channel, please subscribe. It would help me a lot. And somebody suggested that I open a membership. I have the whole membership set up. I'm simply trying to figure out what I want to offer. But I think I'm going to just open it, turn it on, turn the option to have for membership on, and I will leave it open and go with the flow, so to speak. In any event, if you like the channel, please subscribe, tap on the bell in order for you to be notified and when I'm online or when I post a video. Again, thank you everyone for spending time with me and for your support. I appreciate it. I will see you tomorrow, same time as today, not later, because tomorrow is Saturday. Not later, same time as today, because I'm collaborating with Linda G. Thank you again, everyone. Till tomorrow. Bye.